Hello, history lovers. History books often say Mungo Park discovered the River Niger. But here's the real question. How can you discover something where entire civilizations have lived, farmed, fished, and traded for thousands of years? Stay with me, because once you hear this story, you'll never see that phrase the same way again. For centuries, the Niger River was the lifeblood of West Africa. It stretches over 4,000 kilometers, winding through forests, deserts, and savannas. It fed the soil that grew millet and rice. It gave fish to the villages that lined its banks, and it carried merchants in their canoes, loaded with gold, salt, and stories, from one great city to another. The river built empires: the Mali Empire, the Songhai Empire, and kingdoms like Nupe all rose and thrived because of its waters. Cities such as Timbuktu, Gao, and Jenne became famous across the world, centers of trade, culture, and Islamic scholarship. For the people who lived there, the Niger was not a mystery. It was home. It was life. It was a river that had its own memory, shaping the rise and fall of African greatness. But across the seas in Europe, the story was very different. To the mapmakers of London, Paris, and Lisbon, the Niger was a blank space. They had heard of it from Arab travelers and African traders, but no one in Europe could agree where it started or where it ended. Some thought it flowed into the Nile. Others believed it disappeared into the desert. It was the greatest geographical puzzle of West Africa. And so in 1795, the African Association in London sent a young Scottish explorer, Mungo Park, to solve the riddle. Park was just 24 years old. He faced scorching heat, disease, and suspicion from local rulers. He was robbed, imprisoned, and almost died on the journey. But his determination was unshaken. At last, near the town of Ségou, he reached the great river. He stood at its edge, astonished, watching canoes glide across its surface. He described it as a majestic stream, flowing to the east with a force that filled me with delight. When his reports reached Europe, Mungo Park was celebrated as a hero, the man who had discovered the Niger. His name went down in European history. But let's pause here. Did he truly discover it? Millions of Africans already knew the Niger intimately. They farmed its valleys, fished its waters, and sailed it long before Park set foot on its banks. The truth is, Mungo Park did not discover the river. He only introduced it to Europe, placing it on their maps and into their books. When Europeans used the term discovery, they didn't mean first human knowledge.